My name is Tylluan Penry. I'm a solitary pagan witch. I'm an author, and the noises you will hear are my dogs. They're all sitting here in the kitchen with me today. I'm sorry I've been away for quite a while. Sometimes life just gets in the way of all the things you want to do. You're trying to write, you're trying to edit, you're trying to do the admin on the Wolf and Howl Press, and sometimes it just goes a bit pear-shaped. Anyway, I don't know whether any of the dogs will join in today. They might, you never know. Just be prepared. So, what shall we talk about today? Well, the first one is the terrible state of the world. I did not expect the last time I did a video to come back and discover that we've got war in much too close to us, really. If you're in Europe, anyway. If you're too close, it's too close for comfort. It's really awful. And it's very easy to feel this terrible sense of despair come over you. And it happens to all of us, happens to me as well, so you're not alone. But you do feel this dreadful sense of despair, and you think to yourself, oh gosh, what am I going to do? How can I help? What can I... Because anything you do to help seems not enough. And the truth is, there isn't an awful lot ordinary people can do. We can open our homes to a refugee. We can send money to charities that are trying to help people in the Ukraine. But it feels like a drop in the ocean. And that's really because it is a drop in the ocean. Of course, a lot of drops in the ocean get you very wet. So it shouldn't stop us from trying to do things. But I do believe that for our own mental health, if you like, one of the most important things is to try and create and appreciate and absorb beauty. And that means making things, reading, uplifting things, trying to open our minds to the good that's in the world, because there is a lot of good, even at times of war, even at times of pandemics. There are people who are doing a great deal of good. The trouble is, there are a lot of people doing a great deal of harm as well, and the media tends to focus on them much more, perhaps. It becomes very imbalanced. If you crush something, then it's crushed and it stays crushed. Whereas if you create something, it might be crushed. It's vulnerable to being damaged. But it shouldn't stop us trying. And as witches, I genuinely believe we should be trying. I'm doing this at the end of March, this video, and I feel that this is a good time for planting things, growing things, cutting things back if necessary, tidying things up in whatever space we've got to garden in. If we don't have a space, we'll try and get out into the fresh air when you can. And if you can't do that, well, then there's things like making stuff. Make a card for somebody. You know, everybody has a birthday. There are always festivals and things that we can celebrate. Make a little card. Doesn't have to be complicated. Doesn't have to be expensive to make. Just do something. Take up a craft. Try and I know somebody who spent a lot of time during the pandemic making bags. I don't know why, just started making bags, and they're very beautiful and they've got better and better. It's just something she felt she needed to do. Why not? Actually, you can make something magical out of the idea of a bag or a basket, because they give shape to things. If you think of it, if you have water, right? If you go back to the most primitive times, hang on a sec. Daisy, settle down, darling. Daisy's trying to make herself comfortable on her bed. She's not doing very well at it. Okay, if you go to the water in the most primitive times, how do you take water from the river or a lake? You take it in your hands, and then people perhaps would carry it in a scooped out log. But then eventually they made pottery containers. Now, to carry water, you have to fire those. You have to put them through fire. So you have fire and water, in a sense, which is magical. And it's interesting that fire and water played a very important part in the weddings in ancient Rome. Perhaps it was a sort of a folk memory, if you like, of the idea that you had to fire your clay in order to use the vessel to pick up water. But once you do have a vessel to pick water, and I'm sorry I keep putting my hands to my face, what it is, I've got a length of hair that's tickling my nose. It's driving me nuts. I've got very long hair. It's very straight and very wiry. It's sending me mad. Anyway, you pick up water. You give it shape. You think about it. When you put water in your cup, or any liquid in your cup, you've given it a shape. Cylindrical shape. Water isn't cylindrical. Water goes right along like that. Or if it's a lake, it goes. But if it's in a cup, it just sits there. And that's because you've given it shape. And in a way, what we're trying to do in creating beauty is to give shape to our fears and to contain them. Olaf, no. No, this is going to be fun. I think he's only going to sort of interfere at about knee height, but he's gorgeous. I have to put up a video of him. If you go on Facebook or Twitter, you often find videos of the dogs, especially Olaf, because he sings. Oh, hang on, let's see if I can can I get a picture of him? No, that didn't work, did it? Sorry about that. Anyway, you're giving shape to your fears and you're containing them. So even if you can't get out, you can't garden, you can't crochet or knit, oh, Olaf, leave it alone. Yeah, I know, you're very beautiful. You are. I'll put you on the next video, I promise. Even if you can't do these things, think of it, that when you pour your water or your coffee or your tea into a cup, you're giving it shape. And in the same way, you can do that with your fears and your worries and your concerns. You can contain it, you can make a shape of it. And then you can turn around and you can deal with it. And that's the important thing. We have to learn as witches to deal with these things. Otherwise we're going to fall apart, and we don't want that. So anyway, look, I've rabbited on far too long. It's a comeback video. It wasn't meant to be 7 minutes long, but never mind. I'll say goodbye to you now. Thank you for listening, and I do hope this helps a little bit. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.